What is up, winning team? And happy pre-Sabbath. I have to come on here I don't know, listen, I need to get this off my chest. And it's so funny because I keep recording for the day. Like my videos are always a day behind now, which is not good. I don't like that. So the videos I recorded yesterday still haven't gone up, and the videos that went up yesterday were the videos from the day before. But anyway, I need to get this off my chest, guys. Okay. So I think I'm actually broken, okay? And I don't mean like broken, like heartbroken or whatever. I mean like, I think I'm actually broken because, so last night I was having a Menti B. By the way, 5 days strong, I've actually slept and I've woken up feeling inspired. 5 days strong, like this is a miracle, right? And so I've been having really productive days. I'm exhausted right now. It's part of the reason I'm out. My day is not yet done, but it's late. The sun's about to set soon. So I was like, I got to get my last daytime walk in and I've got to do a few things. Whoa. Okay. So I'm just looking at the ducks just chilling there. I didn't know they chilled there. See, this is why we should be cutting everything down. But anyway, so so last night I was having a Menti B. I don't know how this keeps happening, but at the end of the night, I'm like literally having like a mental breakdown. And then I just wake up. I sleep and my dreams are fine, and then I wake up and I feel fine. And this is what I mean when I say this has to be the Lord intervening. So I'll say I was having a Menti B, right? And I'll tell you why. It's so ridiculous, but it's actually not at the same time, because I've realized like I'm actually not okay in the head. Like I'm actually not okay. So I noticed, right, that Ray, the artist, she's written a song with Hans Zimmer. I love Hans Zimmer, right? And I was just like listening to it. I don't particularly like what she did with the song personally, but I do love a lot of her songs. And we have her to thank for inspiring me to give this a go in the first place, because it's just one of her songs and I was just like, you know what? Anyway, she's doing this song with Hans Zimmer, right? And I just thought, what? Like, that is such an incredible achievement. Like, to like have actually put yourself out there. And her music is so herself, yeah, that like she just has her own character to it, and she just is herself, and she just is this person, and it just makes sense, you know what I mean? So of course somebody like the great composer Hans Zimmer himself would be like, yeah. So when I saw that pop up, I can't remember how I came across it, I just couldn't believe it. And then I was listening to the song, right, and I just had a mental breakdown, because I was like, I'm actually broken, because I've been finding myself in so many situations where I realize that I don't know how to deal with emotions like my own. I can literally deal with everybody else's emotions except for my own, and I just don't, something's just wrong. Like something's just wrong, because like I see people living freely, right? And that's why people tend to annoy me, because I find everybody's just too loose. It's the only word I can use to describe it. Too loose, just too loosely, like just feeling things, and like it puts me off. That's the problem. When I see how everybody else is, I do think a lot of people take it too far, and there's nothing that bothers me more than like somebody who's just like an emotional wreck to the point that everybody is just always just having to tolerate all of their emotions, which is a lot of people, right? And I say that because of obviously the job that I do, where, you know, I work with kids, and the kids are really quite funny, because I don't mind, the kids are really quite funny, but for the simple fact that like the amount of times I realize that adults behave the exact same way as the children, I think that has to be one of the biggest lessons I've had like in the last few years, especially, I guess just because I pay more attention to it now, is how much adults literally behave like kids, like, and how much, you know. So all of that being said, in my head, like the default setting is just like, just don't feel anything, like just don't. Because also you can't really control feelings. That's the other thing. They're really hard to control. So it's just like, just shut it off, or just, oh, I hate it, guys. I'm broken. So I've realized I'm broken. Like, because when I see people just like happy and just like loving life and like having hope and like, or just freely crying all the time, or just free, like even just freely being in public, and just, I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't. And I'm trying so hard to be emotionally available. I'm trying to be emotionally available, and I just can't do it. And it's not like I'm not trying. It's like, I just don't even know how. Like, I just don't even know how. Because everything I've ever done, I don't know. I don't know if it's also being like the oldest. I've always been a very independent person. I've never really been somebody, like, and not because of bad things, just by my natural personality. I've always been the type of person, I've always been a loner, basically. I've always been a loner. I've never necessarily felt like I need people. And I say this because this is where I've now reached, I realize that I've reached a wall in a way with the Lord, because he's like, well, I recognize that my biggest weakness now is the fact that I just don't value relationships in my life enough. And that is costing me the things I'm trying to do, because I'm not emotionally available. I'm not mentally present. Like, I'm literally out of sight, out of mind. I genuinely forget people exist. What's going on? I genuinely forget people exist. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm very out of sight, out of mind kind of person. And this is what I'm saying. It's not healthy. And I just don't know how I got to this point. And I don't know why it's so hard. And this is what brings me back to Ray. Because I was thinking, that's just so nice. She's just singing. She's just singing whatever she has to say. Whatever she's doing, and she's just herself. And then there's me on the flip, exact opposite, who just... like, there's certain things that happen where I'm just like I can't, I just know, like, it really makes me uncomfortable, guys. Like, this is what I'm saying. I am broken. I hate being asked how I am. Never ask me how I don't want to be asked. Don't worry about me. I just feel like anytime I feel like any kind of attention from anyone is coming in my direction, even if it's like in a positive way, I really just, don't do it. Because I guess, you know what, having said that, I feel like, do you know what the truth is? I'll be honest now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like somehow something's going to go wrong, and I'm going to do something wrong, like unintentionally, and then I'm going to have to deal with a whole drama that I didn't ask for. And that's actually exactly probably what it is that I just enjoy being drama-free and carefree and just minding my business. Like, this is why I like to mind my business, and this is why I like spending time with God. I don't have to overthink what I'm saying. I don't have to overthink whatever. I don't have to worry about my whatever, however anybody perceived, because this is what I mean again, where I'm saying about how I find it kind of exhausting. Because it's like, you can do something. Like, I'll give you guys a scenario that I've been in, but it wasn't in this way, but this is in a scenario, right? So the scenario I'm going to give of like what actually physically happened is right, but the setting or the scene is not the scene I'm talking about. So I'm kind of adopted changing the story. So, for example, you guys know, like, once upon a time, I had housemates, yeah? Shout out to them. I miss those girls so much. You guys know I've talked about that. And I say that every time, how much I miss those girls. And when I used to live with them, now, us all living together, cohabiting, worked really well. I don't know why it did. It didn't work as well towards the end, for a lot of reasons we're not going to get into. But for the first part, we were there for 2 years. It worked really well, and we had like this tiny little square kitchen. And we used to cook in there 3 different meals at the same time all together. And I don't know why, it just worked, because we would literally be on top of each other. When I say tiny, I mean like you could like the, what's it called? The length of the kitchen, like it was almost like a perfect square, and the length was literally like my entire wingspan. Like, it was such a small little kitchen, right? Anyway, and so we used to cook in there together all the time, like, because we'd all be coming home from whatever, and so we'd all be in there, and it just worked, right? And we would all cook different things, and it would always be kind of a joke in the house, because my Italian housemate should always buy the cheapest of cheapest oven pizzas, yeah, and stick it in the microwave. And we always used to laugh, because we're like, you're Italian, like, there's no way, ain't no way, surely this is like sacrilegious, whatever. But it was funny. And then my other housemate, she would always cook something like, I don't know, she'd make pesto and pasta, and then like roast some chicken or something or whatever. And I would always be on some side quest, because the second I moved out, I was like, I finally get to cook whatever I want. So I kind of went around the world on all the different cuisines, cooking all the different cuisines from around the world. And so, like, I'd spend like a few months, I'd be making only like Mexican food, and then I'd go for like a few months where I'm making only, so that's how it was. Anyway, and so the girls would always joke about me cooking up a storm or whatever. So it was just funny. We all knew what we did. We all cooked in there. It was all fine. It was all dandy. It was all good. Now, in another scenario, this is what I mean when I say about people and just dramas I didn't ask for, and just things I have to deal with that I didn't ask for, right? In another scenario, I am here. It will be something like that, and we're all minding our business. And then it would be as if one of my housemates starts to come up to me, like, while I'm cooking, while we're all in there, explaining why they're not cooking a meal like what I'm cooking. And I'm like getting confused, because this actually happens to me, but not in this scenario. Coming up to me and explaining to me like why they're not cooking like what I'm cooking. And I'm thinking, and at first I'm like, okay, I don't get it. Like, okay, like, cook what you want. I don't care. Like I said, I don't like, I'm not watching what you're doing anyway. Like, I'm literally not watching what you're doing, right? You know where this is going. And then the next thing you know, this person starts to like comment on like little things about my food that has nothing to do with them. Like, so it'd be like, wow, like, why do you like making your food you're so spicy? Like, you know, I like a bit of, like, you know, they just start commenting. And this is what I'm saying about people. And like, when I say about people just getting in my space and getting in my face, and it's like, I just want to mind my damn business. That's all I want to do. All a girl wants to do is mind her damn business, yeah? So then they start like explaining themselves. Like, oh, well, I can or whatever. Or it will then escalate to the ingredients that they're buying. So start buying either similar ingredients to mine, or ingredients to be like, well, I've been using such, and bearing in mind, these are all unsolicited conversations where I'm just there minding my own business, doing my own thing, and blah, blah, blah. So next thing you know, it becomes like this big thing about who's cooking, and everybody's cooking, and why I'm cooking this, and why I this. And then it always ends in the, you think you're so much better than everyone. This is what I'm talking about. And then it will blow out into some drama, because somebody else will get involved and be like, you know, I spoke with so-and-so, and they were telling me that, you know, you've been making them feel really comfortable at home. Oh, it's raining. Wow. You've been making them feel really uncomfortable at your house, and they don't even feel comfortable to come into the kitchen anymore. Meanwhile, I was not doing anything other than doing what I was doing. And like I said, when I'm around certain people, like my other housemates, no one was watching anybody. No one cared. And this is just like one example, like to give you the perfect example of what I mean when I say about why I just don't want to get involved with people, because there's always that one person who has to rise up and ruin anything. Hold on, let me see if I can think of another example. I'll be right back. You know, it's so funny that once upon a time, I was so insecure about my height. I felt like I was so tall. Meanwhile, I'm walking around right now, and all the teenagers are like taller than me. Like, it's so funny the things as a kid that that you make such a big deal out of that are actually nothing. No way. This is what I'm saying. They're painting everywhere. What the heck? They've painted this underpass. These underpasses used to be like trash. Now they've got freaking comics. What the friggity frickin' frack? Oh my days. Now they've got comics going on. what the hell? And it's just telling a story about the town. They've got comics now. Oh, hell nah. See, I'm not the only one looking at this. Look at this. What the heck? The sculpture guardian defender of, oh my gosh. This place is becoming London. Looks sick though. I love to see artists getting their thing. I'm not somebody who's good at like artwork, like drawing and stuff. I love when artists get their bag. So I'm glad to know that there's money. See, that is a good use of my tax-paying money. Getting in the pockets of these artists. I love that. Love that for us. What was I saying? Yeah, like it's these little situations, yeah, that bother me around people, because I feel like as soon as I get comfortable around anyone, somehow, somewhere, something goes wrong. And it's always something I wasn't planning on, like always, always, always. And like, the thing is, I'm still in those situations right now as we speak. So I'm not making up stories of yesteryear. I'm talking of stories of now. And the reason why I say this goes back to me and my feelings, because my feelings in these moments, 9 times out of 10, is I just want to scream at the person. So I'm doing a lot of like effort to just bite my tongue and just whatever, because if I now retaliate, if I now say something, if I now try to call out, sorry, do you have a problem? First of all, a lot of that's going to cost me a lot of energy. Second of all, it's not like anybody's going to take my side or see where I'm coming from anyway. So now I've basically taken on everyone. And I think that's my greatest fear in this whole season, and why the Lord had to force me to just become confrontational, like by me just becoming so exhausted that I just don't care anymore, which is basically where I got to, because he knows that I'm not going to choose. I don't want to choose to be engaging with anything, because I just can't be bothered to deal with the backlash. I just can't be asked. Like, I can't be asked to have to like defend myself, and you might say like, oh, but that might not happen. It always happens, guys. Every single season of my life, including right now, I've never had a break from it. Never. I've never had a break from it. And like, even me hiding away now, you would think. And I'm like, God, even now, like, you know, this is something I'm still going through. So I'm still waking up every day and having to bite my tongue all the time. This is why I don't know how to express myself, because I'm not really allowed to in all retrospect. And this is what I'm saying. It's always these other people. And I'm like, if that's what it takes to sway the Jew, the sheep, you have to be the loose cannon one on the other side. I'd rather be on my side. I'd rather not, you know what I mean, engage with that, all of that, because I'd rather not, respectfully. And that's why I just hold on to my emotions, because it's like, if I was to be as emotional as these folks, now it would get ugly. But you see, the thing is, I'm not going to get the understanding of nobody anyway, right? Because, you know, I'm the perpetrator. Like, I'd almost have to have gone back in time and have been a victim from the beginning, like from like a childhood. Because even as a kid, I've told you, like, I remember then this girl tried to bully me, right? And I was just like, I just looked at her like, who do you think you are? Like, am I going to now go off crying and like scared or something? What? Because you said something about me or you tried to do whatever? Like, who flipping cares, dude? I was like 8 years old. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's just all the people with all their emotions. Like, I'm only talking about this because I'm realizing it's stifling my creative ability, and this is why I'm having a mental block. And it would be good for me to process my emotions through creativity. But then it's just like, I don't really want to unleash them at all. It's just not frigging worth it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. And then also, I partially feel like, if it's not me who's gonna, you know, play cleanup and the chaos ensues, who will? Who will? Because everybody's too busy being swayed and all this. So it's like, I feel like in life I only have 2 options, which is to just pure chaos, or I have to be the one to like keep my cool in every situation and in everything. I have to put all the weight of everything onto my shoulders. And you might say, no, you don't. But yes, I do. Because if I don't, and if I now respond as a human, as if I am a human, yeah, and this actually happened to me a couple of days ago, or a week ago or so. Was it a week ago? I don't know. Time is moving so fast. But I was going into a conversation with somebody, and so I was trying to hold on a minute. you know what, I'm leaving because I actually don't have anything to actually be in here for. Like, I'm just here. I'm just here, so I'm leaving. But the other day this happened, yeah, and I was it was the first time, yeah, this all happened in this 72 hours I'm telling you all about. Because I had this disagreement with I was having a conversation with somebody and we're kind of disagreeing, whatever. And again, that's another thing, guys. I'm like, who cares about disagreement? Oh, well, we disagree. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to being a human. Big whoop. Like, anyway, I was having a disagreement with somebody, or conversation actually, which turned into a disagreement, I guess. And then they were like, I was like, okay, I was trying to bring the conversation to a close at a certain point because the conversation had been had. What needed to be said was said. End of conversation. That's how that works, right? Anyway, as this is happening now, the other person obviously wasn't happy because they felt like they wanted to get something off of their chest. Meanwhile, that I was the one who brought up the topic to ask a question that I needed an answer to. So this is my question that I said was answered. And I actually had things to do, right? Now, when all was said and done, they now got upset and got angry because they didn't think that the conversation went where it should have. And I was like, well, who are you to dictate that? This is what I'm saying about people. This is what I'm saying, you can't even talk to people. You can't even ask somebody a question. Yeah? I'm like, well, I came to ask you a question. And you would say, this happens to me all the time, guys. All the freaking time. All the time. I feel like I'm dealing with children. Like, this is what I'm saying. All the damn time. So, in the end, they got really upset. And they got really angry. So then I was like, well, normally at that point, I would just stay quiet, right? And I'm just be there, biting my tongue, yeah? As per always flipping usual. As I do in my job. Talking to the freaking other staff. As I do my job, talking to the freaking parents. And not even with the kids, because you see the kids, when you're reasonable with them, they actually listen. So, actually, all my efforts are worth it with them. That's what I keep saying, because it's true. Like, all the effort I put in actually produces like results, so it's worth it. So this person gets really, really annoyed now, and I decided to say whatever I had to say, and then they could not handle it. Because that's the thing, I know that meanwhile I just hear what people say, and I bite my tongue and I hold my nerve. Yeah, I know the second I say what I have to say, even if it's just the plain truth, yeah, even if something as simple as, I don't agree. Or like I may as well have started to set off a nuclear bomb. I may as well set off a nuclear bomb, because how could I possibly disagree? And I realized, yeah, this is why I say all this healing and everything, because it's always the people that think that they're so, with all the pride in the world, it's always the ones who plan to have kids, or think they should be in power, or think they should tell everybody what to do. It's always those people, yeah? It's always the ones with some kind of position in society and some kind of something, always. Because they need it. And you know what I realised is what's offensive about all of this, and what I just can't be bothered to, I actually can't be asked to tolerate, is that they're deeply insecure. And I think people find it offensive that I don't care. That I genuinely, I'm not going to be swayed. I'm not going to be, pushed. Because I feel like a lot of the time, people are trying to get me, like, I almost feel like they're trying to get me to respond in a way, so that they can be like evidence of the person they wish I was, who they know I'm not, because of their own insecurities. Because like, I've been thinking about all of this because of stuff I've been talking about in the last couple of days, and I'm like, yeah, they're cutting more trees down again. Lord Jesus, I hope this comes. Anyway, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but I realized that, like, they're losers. Like, I know that, okay? I'm aware. But the fact is, I still have to deal with them. And the fact is, I don't feel like I possess the discernment to know how to know when I am and when I'm not. And that's why I'm talking about this stuff, because it's helping me to understand. Like, even the other day, in the beginning of one of my videos, I mentioned a situation I was in, and I knew that what the person was doing was shady, and I shouldn't have somebody like that in my life. And I intentionally mentioned it in the video because you guys are the only people that I trust to clarify, like, am I crazy? Because I'm so used to being told that, like, in any given situation, I'm the problem. And it's like one of those things that as an older sibling, you get that anyway, and your older sibling knows, like, something goes wrong, like, you're going to be to blame. And I think partially that's why part of the reasons I used to be more independent as a kid, especially because my brother used to be a bit of a crybaby, bless him. So it's like, I don't want to hang out with you, because if you start crying now, I'm going to get in trouble. So toughen up, or like leave me alone. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel like in life. So I just feel like then life just put that on steroids. And it's like, I don't want to be in any situation, because it's like, it's almost like it's either I keep my cool and I keep it together, or we're all going to be in chaos. And it's just not fair, because why is it? And the thing that I hate the most is I hate when chaos ensues and then I start being associated with anything to do with drama, gossip, lying, betrayal. I hate it. I hate when you're like in a situation and something happens and someone's being chaotic, and then because you're there in the chaos, because they started something chaotic with you, now you're labeled. I hate being labeled like, oh, she's just argumentative or this. I don't want to be no labels. I want to protect my character above all else, and my reputation of who I am as a person. There's many things that are negative about me. I don't need to add to the list. And I definitely don't need some other person who can't control themselves adding to the list. So this is why I am how I am, because it's like, no, I can't be emotionally free, because if somebody isn't prepared to keep their crap together, we're all going to lose it. We're all going to lose it. We're all going to be all over the show. And it is me. And people have literally told me. I've had literally people tell me about grown freaking adults talking about, oh, you don't understand that they need you more than you need them. How is that fair? How is that fair? This is what I'm saying. So this weight put onto your shoulders. People love to put weight onto somebody else's shoulders that they can't carry themselves. Like, you carry it and say something, and then I'm the one under scrutiny all the time. And you might say, by who? By everyone. Literally. Maybe not you guys, because again, another shady conversation with someone. You know? It's funny how I really try to be avoiding people, but like, I guess in the nature of my job right now, even though I'm kind of like changing that, but then also just other things in life, you know, you could just be existing and just existing, and then just things happen, you know. This is why, this is one of the main reasons I don't go to any of the local churches. I just got time for the drama, mate. I ain't got time for the drama. Oh, are you so-and-so and such and such? Oh, this and this and that and that. It's just I just feel like I'm an easy target, and it's so weird because people treat you like, I'm going to treat you like a child because you look like one. But then I'm going to put the weight of the world on your shoulders that I can't carry myself. How does that make any sense? How does that make... So this is why, you guys, because I feel like there's always going to be, in any type of human interaction, it's never safe enough for me to share my emotions, because ain't nobody going to do my job if anything happens. Like the number of times, it's like how, and now people talk about, oh, this is a safe space and this and that and this and that. But then it's like how this is why I can, like, I don't bat an eyelid when people tell me about the things they've been through and whatnot and what have you. It doesn't freak me out, because I'm like, you know what? I believe it. Like, I've seen stuff, and I'm not going to react in shock, because there's nothing worse, when you like open up to people and then they react like they're going through, like they react as if they're more traumatized just hearing it than you were who are having to go through it. Like, that's another thing I've never understood. That's why I will never do that to someone. That's why I don't do that. That's why I feel like people tell me their deepest, darkest secrets. Also because they know I'm not going to gossip. This is why the Lord tells me his secrets, because he knows I'm not going to gossip. He knows I'm not going to make it into a drama, and he knows I'm also not going to make people feel like crap for being human beings. But there's nothing worse than when, like, you have gone through something and you have to deal with it, and then people want to make it as if they went through something just by hearing about it. And that's again where I'm like, don't ask me about how I am. Don't ask. Don't say you want to, because you don't. The truth is you don't. The truth is you want me to give you an answer that's like, yeah, everything's good. And that's what I do. I lie through my teeth all the time. And I will continue to do so. But it does keep everybody at arm's length. But it's like, but you're weak at the end of the day, like, in my opinion. That's why the world is the way it is. Nobody's equipped. No one's equipped. The church isn't equipped. The church is ill-equipped. Everybody's ill-equipped. All I'm saying, everything I'm saying is only evidence of everything else I've said already. I'm not unique in this. I'm just the one speaking up. I'm just the one speaking up and sharing my opinion, but I'm not unique in this. This is the reality for everyone. This is why everybody suffers in silence. Everybody has all these coping mechanisms, and everybody has to be diagnosed with some form of mental disorder these days just to get somebody to, treat them like a human being. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? The only difference between me and everybody else is I've chosen not to compromise. I'm not compromising because that's what the enemy wants. Compromise, and then just keep these things that are affecting us, and never dealing with them head on. That's what he wants. So that's the part that I refuse to participate in, because to hell with that. To hell am I just going to be like, oh yeah, this is the world we're living in. This is what, no. And no, I don't want to become an emotional wreck either. I don't want to be the one off my rails. I don't want to be defending myself. People are like, you should defend yourself. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to be on the defense 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that I should be told, like, this is what I'm saying. We live in a world where we actually protect the problematic people. I'm expected to always dig deep, defend myself or prove myself or have patience or have grace. And then the people who are the ones who need to actually change, we just tolerate them. And they just get to be there. That's why they're the ones, those are the people that sleep 12 hours at night, because they don't have a single ounce of self-awareness in their body. They're not thinking about how they're affecting others. They're deeply selfish, and we just encourage it. They're deeply problematic. Because you see what I would do if I was really going to say something. Like, especially like circling back to that cooking scenario. And this is when I start to see me. Yeah? You know what I would really say? After I notice what I'm noticing, like, am I intimidating you? Do you find my cooking abilities intimidating? Because that's what I would say. Because I wasn't be thinking that at first. At first I'd be confused at the little comments. That's why by the time I realize what people are doing, because it's always these little niggles. So by the time I realize what's happening, I'm like, wait, so you really went on with this pathetic behavior for months. You do not have a single bollock insight to say what you really had to say. Yeah. And now just because you still can't handle your emotions, you still can't have any self-restraint, you just keeps getting worse because you're consumed. And now you think I'm going to be nice to you now, realizing that. Now I'm going to crush you. Like, and that's the thing. And that's where I'm like, God, is that what he wants? Like, because I'm like, God, is this what you want? Because I will start crushing. I will crush people's spirits. If they think that I will crush it, because now you're giving me so much data. You're giving me so much data as to what is really going on inside of you. Yeah. And also you pushed me to the limit, because see me, I give people chances in the sense of, hey, you might say something one day and it actually means nothing. That's why I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I will never change that. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because life is complicated, and people, this is what I'm saying. I honestly feel like I've got the more mature approach to this than other people. I'll be honest. But life is complicated. So there's every possibility that, somebody's actions in any given moment could be for a myriad of reasons that I'm unaware of or I don't know. And so that's why I'm not quick to assume and not quick to judge. Because, a lot of times people be like, oh, well, you should have known this because this, you should have known that because that. And I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but I also don't want to be the person who just rushes to assume and puts pressure on another human being, because being a human is already so much stress, and it's already so difficult to try and do the right thing and to try and this. So I don't always want to be assuming the worst about people. I really don't. And also, sometimes just let things go. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people make a big deal about really, really tiny things. And it's like, just let it go. Some things are not a big deal. Like, somebody might be in a bad mood one day and make a little comment I don't like. And you know what? Maybe they were in a bad mood and maybe they regret it. And maybe they don't have, you know what? Is it worth me wasting my time and energy bringing up some tiny little thing that happened? For what? What am I really trying to gain here? And if they regret it, they might regret it. They might never do it again. They may not apologize because they don't possess the humility. Guess what? Still not my problem. It's still not worth losing sleep over. It's just not, So that's why I'm like, when it comes to when I actually have to deal with situations that are on my lap, like I said, this happened like about a year ago. Was it a year ago? It was a year ago. Oh, perfect example. A year ago or the year before. You guys remember I had a situation with this woman, mum. Yeah, she's probably in her 40s. So through this whole new government thing they're all doing for the kids who can't be in school, which is like all of them. Also, I'd just like to point out, it's quite funny that a lot of them are really good at maths, and maths is their favorite subject. You can't make this stuff up if you tried. So it's really quite funny because they'll be like, oh, they're behind. So then they're like behind. They're like 2 years behind in like English, but then they'll be like 2 years ahead in maths. It's really quite interesting. But anyway, so this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This mum, yeah. So I'm doing the little introductions and whatever, and like I'm not giving anywhere near enough information. Let's not forget, I'm the one here who has to actually do the teaching part, which is the thing that everybody seems to forget. Like, it's all fun and games being an admin. It's all fun and games being the government throwing out the money. It's all fun and games being the whatever manager, whatever your title is, yeah. It's another thing being the one who actually has to do the teaching, mate, okay? Because you're the one who has to know. So I'm like, a lot of these situations, yeah, and I find it, actually enjoy it because I feel like I'm actually helping people out there in the world, like, get onto their career paths in life. And like, it's kind of like a higher form of problem solving, because now they're out of school. How do you get a kid that's like 14 onto like a solid career path? So it's very rewarding for me to actually do this, especially because I'm the one who I really am the expert, like, here. Like, I was having that moment earlier today with a girl who I met for the first time, and yeah, it was just I really enjoyed doing it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, what a relief. Like, yes, she's been through whatever, but like by the end of it, whatever, I'm like, we're gonna have you on a path straight into your, like, where you want to go in life. And it's really, like, it really makes me happy, and it really makes me feel like, you know, I feel like my time is being so well spent, you know. But anyway, this other mum, yeah, this is a perfect example. I should have used this one earlier. So I'm asking questions, yeah, because I've got to get to know, like, where we're at, and I have all these documents I get sent with all these acronyms and all this, yeah, the ILP, the EHCP, all this, that, yeah. And so I'm just trying to get an idea of, like, okay, so where were you last, like, in terms of your, like, understanding? Because these are just kids coming out of school at any time, at any point. And with all these different schools, they're all on different exam boards. The schools all do their things differently. Like, so anything is anything and everything is anything, right? And so I was just asking the mum about, like, okay, so what have you, like, guys been up to, whatever. Again, I don't really care. I don't have any judgment. We are in the situation we're in now, and how do we get out of this, and where do we go, right? Next thing you know, you guys will remember this because I told you about it at the time. Next thing you know, I'm getting one of my lessons just gets cut in the middle, and I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm getting a call. Hi, sorry, this is such and such from, like, the company. We just need to talk to you about so-and-so. Yeah, so we heard that she's just, it was like, they were like, Mum's upset because she says you were judging her for what she's been teaching her son at home. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I was so confused. Because a lot of these kids, yeah, sometimes they have a mixture of, a lot of the kids I've worked with throughout the years, they've had a mixture of, like, homeschooling and being in school for whatever reasons. So, like, it could be like their parents travel a lot for work, so they can't be in, you know, there's a lot of things. So I just ask everybody everything just to, like, gather information. So anyway, so I was thinking, what? And this is one of those situations where I think, this is why I only want to be around God, because God is the only person who can tell you what my true intentions were in these conversations that ever happened. And God is the only one who knew what my heart was. Because what have I possibly done for this woman, yeah, this grown woman, to think I was questioning her? Why the hell would I do that? Like, why on earth would I even? But obviously she's projecting, which I didn't even, and this is what I'm saying, when people's actions tell you a lot about them, because I wasn't even thinking, like, there wasn't even a part of me that was thinking about, like, her parenting. Like, there wasn't even a part of me that was thinking about that. Like, in these situations, in fact, these are my favorite parents, because usually they're the ones who've gone out of their way to try and find another option, like, for their kid, because the stuff is not happening at school. So I usually get on with these parents. So I like working with them. That's why I like doing this job like this, because I usually can, like, it's not, they're trying to do their very best, and then I'm like, you know what, these are people I can work with. So in fact, if anything, I respect these guys more than I respect the other parents. Like, anyway, she doesn't know that. I don't know her either. That's the thing about being humans, isn't it? Right? And that's why I was asking questions to get to know, and I didn't have any judgment. So I'm saying I don't be judging nobody. That's the funny thing. I don't be making assumptions. I don't even be taking somebody's word just because somebody said it. Like, that's why I ask questions, because I'm like, okay, the school might have said this, the council might have said that, the doctor might have said this. What about you? And I've even had the kids even say, that one kid said to me one time, was like, he said to me that the thing that he really liked about our lessons is that he felt like I was actually listening to him. And I was like, that seems like such a basic thing, but it's true, because obviously in a lot of these situations, you got everybody who's got all their assumptions and their understandings, and this person did this evaluation and the school did that, and they think this and they think that. In fact, I had the same situation with this girl today, because they were talking to me about, safeguarding. She's already, like, got an interview for what she's going to do at the end next coming up. She's basically clear. All we have to do is make sure that she makes it through the interview. Like, you people don't even know the intricacies of what's going on. Like, so this is why I'd be asking questions again, right? So they're like, yeah, mum said, she said this, what happened? So they're calling me as if, like, I've said something really rude. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Bearing in mind, I want you guys to understand this as well, yeah? In the situation, if I'm supposed to be with a kid, yeah, and all of a sudden things just get cancelled, I also have liability here about, like, oh, well, there was like an hour where I didn't know anything what was happening. So I could get in trouble because I don't know if it was contractually, I guess it was, right? Contractually supposed to be here. It's actually raining, but it's actually nice. I love when it rains, just like a light rain like this. I'm supposed to be here, yeah? And so I'm just here like, okay, I don't know what to do. Then I'm getting this phone call talking about, mum said this and mum said that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they go back and speak to her. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about the unwanted dramas in my life. So they go back and speak to her, and then she realizes, she calms down and she wants to apologize. Of course, she doesn't actually apologize to me, but she apologizes to them and is like, oh, no, I want to continue. And I was like, no. No. Like, I tried, I was like, no, I don't think we can do this now, because what the hell was that? And again, she could have just asked me, like this is what I'm saying, why I ask people questions. I don't understand why people can't just ask questions without their emotions involved. Just say, like, hey, are you having any issues with what I've done this far? And then I could clarify. Because you can ask a question about how something's coming across. This is what I'm saying. Why do I have to explain this like I'm explaining it to kids? This is just so much effort. Like, it's just way too much friggin' effort. Yeah. This is why I have to keep my cool and my emotions like I do with kids, yeah? Because I have to now talk to people. I now have to be the one to, like, keep my cool and whatever. Yeah? And so she goes on with that, and I was just like, and it's little things like that was what I'm talking about when I say I feel like it's best for me to just keep everything on the inside or keep it between me and God. Because if I now, like, let my emotions out, then, like, who's going to be me? Who's going to be me? Because it doesn't seem to be anyone. Like, it doesn't seem to be anyone. And I know you guys are the winning team, get it. And it's so unfortunate, because I'm sure it's probably yours in the same exact scenarios, but, like, in your own lives in a way. So it's all these things. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of context we're talking about in. It just doesn't go well for me with other humans for some reason. Like, this, the body of Christ. Listen, now at least I can understand people's problems that they have with me. But before, on my best day, oh my gosh, you got the people who just basically want you to be pregnant. You start asking questions that are logical. People don't like it because it makes them uncomfortable. Why are you ruining the fun? We just want to be a little book club. Why are we asking the tough questions? You know what I mean? Can't even stretch my hands to the Lord. God forbid somebody starts touching me or something, because while my eyes are closed, I'm just trying to worship. I can't be at work. I got to deal with freaking stuff, and it's always the happiest, chirpiest most talkative ones who want to come and sit with you on your lunch break, who are the most, and then it'll be something like that. Like I said, I'm just there. I've been talking to kids for the last 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever. I'm having my little lunch break. I just want to sit in the corner, have me sandwich and not use me mouth for 30 minutes, right? Someone comes over. Oh, hey, so I have to now entertain more talking that I don't want to do because I'm going to be then talking again for the rest of the day. Or then if I just say, oh, hi, honestly, I'd just like to spend some time by myself, if that's all right. I've just been a bit tired. Oh no, have I done something wrong? I didn't mean to offend you. You see what I mean? The emotions. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm so sorry. Is this something that I did? No, you didn't do anything. I just needed some time to myself. No, honestly, if I've done something, I'm so sorry because I would never want to intentionally do. And then it becomes a drama. That, or they turn around and they're like, oh, that, you didn't have to say that like that. You didn't have to be so rude. It's like, I wasn't rude. I just said I would like to spend time by myself. Well, I was just trying to be nice, I was just trying to be sociable and be nice. And you could have just been, and it's like, okay. You see? Like, you see what I'm saying? You'll say what I'm saying. Like, it's not worth it, mate. It's not worth it. It's just not, mate. Do you know, for the final nail in the coffin for why I decided I did not want to stay in the dance industry, like one of them? So after I left London, I still dibble-dabbled a little bit. At first, I was like, I'll still come up to London and maybe teach a class every now and then. Or like, I even did a video for this thing. And like where I choreographed and I videoed it and everything. And I brought the dancers in. And so I, again, no fault of my own, was just living life, and I was at some, let's just say, gathering of sorts, and it was like a family friend, and there was people there, and there happened to be somebody who was a mid-range artist, as in they've got a decent following, but they're not famous. So said individual in question decides to say, hey, oh, you're a choreographer? That's cool. I've got an album release party. I would love to hire you to choreograph for my album release party. I was like, cool. Sounds good. Done that kind of thing before. Next thing you know, so we go to have this meeting. Yeah. I go up to London. Like, every time I go to London, bad things happen. Like, I end up getting involved in things I'm not supposed to be involved in. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I'm just assuming, like, innocently living my life. So I go up there, we go to have this meeting, whatever. And obviously, this is the thing about the creative industry, there's too many blurred lines, because it's in a very informal setting, right? It will always be like at some kind of venue or something. And it's always like that. Sometimes it'll be in like the middle of a party, like, oh, we're all going out I'm having a party at my place, everybody's coming, we can talk about it there. Like, that's very normal in the industry. Yeah. I'm there now, we're having this meeting. Next thing you frigging know, this guy, is all trying to make a move, like going to kiss me and whatnot. He's not even that interested in talking about the party, which really was offending me, because I was like, I really don't have to do anything. Like, I literally don't have to have any skill. I'm just a piece of ass. Like, that is all I am, and I need to accept it. And all these skills and all this work I've done is useless. Anyways, so that he goes to do that, and obviously I'm like, this is whatever. Obviously the whole interaction was over with, and this was a guy who was also trying to ask me, by the way, to be the lead girl in his music video. So thinking, the hell, I'm in the lead girl in any man's music video that isn't my own man. It's just not going to be me ever. And also I don't like to be in the videos, but anyway. And then after all is said and done, and I was kind of annoyed and whatnot, and whatever, so as I've left now, tell me why his girlfriend is calling me. Why is his girlfriend calling me? And I'm like, dude, get your life together. I am here on a professional basis. And she must have obviously seen my number in his phone. I don't know what else she saw. I don't know what. Yeah, but it was very strictly business. Like, meet here, meet here. And I actually thought she would have known anyway, because we were all going to meet up for this thing, because I actually met them both on the same day. I actually met them both on the same day. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's actually the only thing that even made me feel less bothered, because I was like, oh, well, we already all met each other. We've all spoke, you know what I mean? whatever. And again, it's like a work thing, and this is actually normal. You actually have to have a lot of thick skin, by the way, to be in a relationship with somebody in the entertainment industry. That's one other thing. That's why I think a lot of relationships I think people are hella weak, because I'm like, you couldn't handle being in a relationship, like say with somebody like there's a dancer and they're always like half naked touching the opposite sex, and you're just like, you have to have a thick skin in the industry. And people obviously do cheat as well, don't get me wrong, and all that. But yeah, so that was just another one where it's like, you know what, not worth it. Was it worth it? No, not worth it. It's never worth it. Never, ever worth it. Never worth it. Because it always backfires. It always backfires. The only time it hasn't is me coming and yapping on the internet. The most illogical place of all things. And me oversharing on the internet is the one time me interacting with people works out for the better. Me oversharing on the internet. The like supposedly least wise thing somebody can do. Overshare on the internet. And that's the one that's lucked out. And this is how I've met the best people ever. That's crazy. So anyway, there's my TED Talk. I'm going to go inside only mainly because, because it's raining and I don't have much storage because I still have the videos. And I'm going to record actual videos. But I like to do my like emotional debrief videos while I'm like walking around, because I just feel safer being outside rather than sat down. And then I'll do my more serious things when I'm in a defense mode, attack mode. But while I'm I'm at least outside, because I feel like outside at least I'm always free to run anywhere, like easily. And that gives me a sense of safety, that no matter where I am, I can just immediately sprint anywhere. But when it comes to being indoors, it's like, I got to get to a door, I got to something. I'm always thinking of an exit strategy because I just don't feel safe anywhere. Anyway, that's all I have to say, you guys. So this is why I just don't have the time. Like I'm spending so much time trying to just manage existing. Like I just don't have the time for my emotions. Like that's the truth. I don't have the time or the space. I just don't have it. Because when and where? And it's sad because I feel like right now I could just be really, there's a lot of things I can't be doing, but one thing I could be doing is like, I could be creating, I could be dancing, I could be writing, and I'm just not, because I just don't have it's just not possible, like, because I just can't feel the feelings. I just can't feel them. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. And it's just a concept people don't really seem to understand, because it's like, what do you mean you don't have the time? And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, everything I just said to you guys right now. When I finally do have the time, or I finally do have time off, like now, it's going to be the Sabbath soon. All I want to do now for the rest of the Sabbath is just laugh. It's just watch like funny videos and watch comedy and like play games and just not think about anything, not shed a tear, not think about my deeper feelings. I just need to just like, you know what I mean? Exhale and just like forget that I exist for a few days. So anyways, my phone's already on Do Not Disturb, you best believe. Anyways, guys, I got to go. I hope you're enjoying the series, and please let me know if anybody relates to the stuff I'm saying in this video, because I gotta know. Anyways, life's a game, it's pay to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.